Welcome to day 80 of our school year. Get to complete another row. Okay, let's get down our beginning fraction. So our denominator is 180 because that's a total amount of school days. And we are on day 80. Let's go ahead and find the factors of our numerator. Our numerator is 80. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. Using the commutative property of multiplication, we can also write it as 80 times 1. Now we're going to go through our divisibility rules to help us find the rest of the factors, and we're going to go in order so we don't miss any. So after 1, we try 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. It does end in an even number, so 2 is a factor. Half of 80 is 40. Next, we try 3. The rule for 3 is that we add the digits together. 8 plus 0 equals 8. 8 is not a multiple of 3, so 3 is not a factor. We try 4. One way to check for 4 is you see if the second factor with 2 is even. It is. 4 is a factor. 4 times 20. 20 times 4. Next we check 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in a 0, so 5 is a factor. 5 times, let's see, I can get one group of 5. That would leave 30, so 16. Okay, we try 6. The rule for 6 is that both 2 and 3 are factors. 2 is, but 3 is not, so 6 is not a factor. We try 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84. 80 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. We try 8. Yes, 8 times 10. 10 times 8. Now the only counting or natural number between 8 and 10 is 9. And 9 has the same rule as 3. Add the digits together, we get 8. 8 is not a multiple of 9, so 9 is not a factor. We get to 10, we are done. So let's list our factors from least to greatest. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 16, 20, 40, 80. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 factors. That is definitely more than 2 factors. It is composite. Now we need to figure out which one of these is the greatest common factor. So let's start with 80. See if that works. And remember, your groups do not have to look like mine. Just make sure there's 80 in each. And you keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I have 20 left over, so that means that 80 is not a common factor. 80 is not a factor of 180. Okay, let's try 40. The nice things with tens is you just have to count by 10 then. 4 groups of 10 is 40. I still have 20 left over, so 40 is not my greatest common factor. Okay, let's try 20. And 20 worked, so we found our greatest common factor. It is 20. Let's count up our total groups of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 total groups of 20, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 shaded in. Okay, now that we have done our division with our model, let's go ahead and divide using our algorithm, and we're going to divide by our greatest common factor, which is 20. So 180, I'm going to divide into groups of 20, and 80 I'm going to divide into groups of 20. So I know that 20 nickels, 20 times 5, is 100 cents, or 100. Numbers the same, zeros the game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros the game. I'm going to do 2 times 20, because I'm pretty good with my 2's. I get 40. Numbers the same, zeros the game. More on top, no need to stop. 2 times 20 is 40. Numbers the same, zeros the game. So that's our remainder. Let's add these partial quotients together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then here, 2 times 20 is 40. More on top, no need to stop. I'm sorry, numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. 2 times 20 is 40. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add our partial quotients together. 2 plus 2 is 4. Now let's check. We're going to do divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, I'm not going to take time to add the 0. 9 groups of 0 is 0. 9 groups of 2 tens is 18 tens. 4 groups of 0 is 0. 4 groups of 2 tens is 8 tens. So 180, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. 80 matches our dividend up here, so that checks. So that means our numerator is definitely 4 and our denominator is definitely 9. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, we are in trimester 2, week 5. Today is 12/9/19, and our fraction for today is 4/9. Okay. We did groups of 20, so let's go ahead and get out our number line and look at our groups of 20. We have 1/9 and 2/9. Let's go ahead and get down our 3/9. Well, its simplest form was 1/3, but it is also equivalent to 4/12, 6/18, 10/30, 12/36, 15/45, 20/60, and 30/90, as well as a beginning fraction. And then today is 4/9. There's no lines below it because it is the simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms, but there is an equivalent fraction in the tens, in the 5s, in the 4s, and the 2s, because 2, 4, 5, and 10 are all common factors, but 20 was our greatest common factor. All right, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.